We are here at the Boston Sax Shop in Boston, Massachusetts with the owner here, Jack Tyler. Thank you for being here, and he's going to give us a little tour of the shop, tell us about some cool instruments and the story of how the shop started. So you've already told us some incredible stories about how this started. How did you get to Boston? Because you started in Chicago.
That's right, yeah. So I came to Boston to do my master's degree at the England Conservatory. I had really no ideals about starting a business or getting into repair or making products. It was just, full-time, wanting to be a professional performing saxophone player. And I was always interested in it. I never thought of it as a full-time career, just something to kind of like pay the bills. And it just kind of snowballed from there.
How many years later is this?
11 years.
11 years later, how many instruments do you have in your shop, roughly?
I had to guess over 100 saxophones.
Now, out of all these instruments, is there one that you could tell us a great story about? Because I know they're special.
Yeah, sure. Oh, this is cool. So for me, one of my favorite instruments ever made is the King Super 20. This was an American manufactured instrument. They made some of the most beautiful and intricate saxophones ever created. It has this special finishing technique where they actually inlaid pearls in a lot of the key touches that you rarely see today in any space, let alone the saxophone world. It's just a nice example of something that is not seen every day.
On instruments like this, because the instrument is not being made anymore, does that a lot of the times make the value more?
Yeah, it can. When you're dealing with anything that's vintage, the valuation is often driven by who played these instruments in the past. Of course, you have things like condition, the originality of the finish. I mean, we're looking at a lot of instruments on this wall that are 60, 70, 80 years old. They've been played, and the less that they've been played, that will usually increase the value.
To you personally as a player, what would make an instrument desirable?
There are some things that are, detracting in value for me if there's certain kinds of damage. If they've been played that much to where the finish is worn off, there's usually a reason that it was played that much. So, I'm typically going towards something like this for myself as opposed to something like this because that, is beautiful. But this to me, there's stories here. Those are the types of horns that I typically will find myself attracted to.
So you work with a lot more on the professional side of musicians, would you say, compared to just entry level?
So we do a lot of student work as well because we approach every instrument the same way. When you're a beginner, you're relying on the instrument doing a lot more work for you than a professional. Ironically, most of the top players, you can give them an instrument that is falling apart and they're gonna make it work. So we always recommend people that, they wait, they invest in good stuff, and then they bring it to us and we can make it even better.
And I want to bounce over here because I saw them when I walked in, and I also heard that you're making your own mouthpieces, right? Is this a common thing for shops like you to be doing?
I think it's becoming a little bit more common that you're seeing repair shops recognize that they can make their own products and brand themselves. I think that we've done it a little earlier than a lot of other shops and, really tried to stay true to bringing products to the market. They're solving problems.
Could you tell us something that maybe you feel that your mouthpieces have that somebody else wouldn't find from another place?
In terms of the design, we've chosen some vintage inspirations that have not really commonly been used. We make these all in the USA. We have a proprietary hard rubber that we use to CNC machine these. So we're using a lot of modern technology with a lot of vintage inspiration.
And did you create this logo? Because
I did, yeah.
I like
yeah,
it. It seems like you have the vibe, it feels like it matches you and,
Yeah, thank you. I did design a logo. It's based on the alchemic symbol for copper, which is one of the primary, elements used in making brass.
Awesome. If you don't mind, we'd love to see the behind the scenes go a little bit from the instruments that are for sale to the instruments that are not for sale.
Yeah, absolutely. These are all of our, saxophone reeds. This is all these walls. This is the, the core product of the business. We have 4 different lines of reeds, and we store them in milk crates and ship them all over the world. So that's what happens in here for the most part.
So, how many reeds do you think are in this room right now?
Probably between 7,000 to 8,000 boxes.
Wow.
Maybe more, and it all happens out of this little room that poor Tyler has to be stuck away in all day. People come in and they expect a big store, and they don't realize how light we run the whole thing. The first main product that we came out with were our are black label saxophone reeds, and these literally came from me wanting to create a reed because I couldn't find it anywhere else, like this style of reed. And I went to my favorite manufacturer, and I don't know what, it must have been a good day for them, and they gave me a chance. And they're like, sure, we'll try some prototypes. And I loved them. I didn't think anybody else would. I remember I was friends with Frank, who's now our head technician. He wasn't working for me. I said, man, can you play these and tell me if I'm insane, or are these really good? He's like, no, man, they're really good. And so I took basically all the money I had in my bank account, which was not very much, sent it to them, said, make me some. I didn't have enough money for packaging. We used to literally, I would take a brown sandwich bag and put 5 reeds in it out of a big like garbage bag of reeds and walk them to the post office and mail them to people. And it's just kind of grown from there.
We'd love to see the repair side of it, if you don't mind, because I think this is one of the most exciting parts, is getting to see, you know, how you could take an instrument that's been mangled to some extent and bring it back to life.
Oh, so. No, you're not wrong. We've done horns that have been literally run over by cars. We've done horns that have been left in flooded basement for 6 months. So a lot of what we do is bringing things back that otherwise probably would have been made into lamps at a Fridays or something like that.
Could you tell us about one of the ones that's being worked on right now, and maybe something that happened to it and what's going through it?
Like you can see, the horn that Frank's working on is completely disassembled, and we're kind of starting from the ground up in terms of, you know, addressing any kind of mechanical issues, really bringing up the tolerances of the quality of the key fitting and everything to usually higher than they came from the factory, even if they're completely original and like looks like never played like that instrument. Yeah, it's a full service shop. We have 3 full-time repair technicians. We keep very busy. We do a lot of work through the mail, so we're doing these kind of restorative jobs for folks all over the country and even all over the world.
Could you tell me something about the art of saxophone repair or restoration that not even somebody who's a professional saxophone player knows about?
I guess 2 things, which is one, just how important it is to, you know, do preventative maintenance and make sure that your horn is in good condition mechanically, because, you know, some of these repairs that we do, even on horns that are in this kind of condition, I mean, we're spending, you know, 30, 35, 40 hours doing all of that restorative work. And a lot of that can be prevented if you're just bringing your horn in, you know, once a year or once every other year, to at least have it disassembled, cleaned, all the oil changed. But it is, in the end, going to keep these horns going for another 60 or 70 years, you know, so.
It's crazy that these instruments have been around for so long.
Oh, I know, yeah. We frequently have horns that come in that are, you know, pushing 100 years.
That's incredible. And you said on a lot of those instruments, they don't necessarily just have parts, right? You have to make them.
Exactly, yeah.
So are there any that you could show me that?
Yeah, well, one of the most common things that we have to do is to machine and fabricate these are called hinge rods, and this is what holds the keys on the horn. And again, what will happen is the inside of the tubing that these run through in a saxophone key will wear out, and that inner diameter will get bigger. So we will make a slightly bigger version of this to fit in there and take up that slack. And so we can pretty much fabricate whatever we need, should we need to.